Welcome to the live stream, Armwrestling fans. I'm Pradeep from Armwrestling News. Hope you can hear me clearly. And this live stream is about discussing a few topics, mainly the upcoming events and opponents of the King of the Table 4 arm wrestlers: Devon, Larratt, Levan, Saginashvili, Marcio, Irakli, Corey, Alex Kurdecha, all of them. So last time in my main live stream, I started about 5-10 minutes early. This time I started about at right time, maybe 1 minute early. I am slowly learning how to do these live streams on time, slowly giving up on my laziness. So hopefully this trend continues. What's going on? I think Fresh as a Daisy was mentioning that he doesn't believe that the live stream was going to start in time, but it did. It is feeling awesome when Zoom lets you do what you want to do. It is awesome, a blessing. So thank you very much for joining, guys. Fresh as a Daisy, Andre 19, you have showed a lot of support in last 1 or 2 months on my channel. Thank you very much, brother. Bus, is it Bus? What's going on, Pradeep? What's going on, brother? I'm doing well. Almost 11 p.m. here. Had a great day. It was my marriage anniversary today. Sab the Bee, you the man, Pradeep. Thank you very much, Sab the Bee. Legendary night to remember. Kung Fu Rabbit. Yeah. Alex McDonald. Do you think you could beat Levan? Maybe it is possible. Adam T. Glass. What's up? Pradeep, what's good, bro? Enjoying my life, man. Enjoying my life. Snake Z. Sap the B. Yo. Meditation made simple. Pradeep is in the house. My favorite arm wrestling expert. I'm no expert, but I like to think. I like to think before I speak. Sabin rematch. Alex McDonald, congrats. Devon should fight for the number 2 spot. So since this is a news channel and we are going to discuss all the possible matches, but the news for you today is Marcio Barboza is out of the East versus West 4 event, which was on August 6th because of his injury. He was supposed to face Arif Artem from Turkey, current WAF Super Heavyweight Champion, in a best of 5 right-handed super match. That match will no longer be happening, and probably Engin Terzi, although Engin doesn't really take user audience polls when deciding matches, but still maybe we can suggest who would you like to see go against Arif Artem, the current WAF champion. He's about 150 kg, very explosive top roller, and he can arm wrestle without his wrist as well. So who would you like to see have a match against Arif at East versus West 4? Are you married, Snake Z? Yes. Devon gonna dominate in next match. Against who? Pradeep could beat Levan with the King's move. When Michael Todd is coming to India. When is Michael Todd? Okay, Michael Todd is coming to India on 18th of July, and hopefully I'll be there. Sab the B. Good evening, Pradeep. Thanks for the live stream. Keith Thomas, thank you very much for joining, brother. James Young, hi from Ottawa, Canada. 92 people already watching. So guys, this live stream is going to be about potential opponents. Although I have already made videos about what should be next for Devon Larratt and what should be next for Levan Saginashvili, but my videos are almost 100% my own opinions, and these live streams are somewhere around 50-50, half of your opinion and half of my opinion on top of your opinion. Like, I like to give my thoughts on what you are saying, so it is 50-50. So that is what we would love to see here. Some ideas for their potential future, not just upcoming opponents, but what should they do in the future. Like, if I start asking you about Levan's upcoming opponents, I'm sure you will struggle to name anyone who should face Levan next. This is an idea I had. I wanted to see Sabin versus Dimitri Salaev. What do you think about this? Okay, possible. Sabin says he's training to beat Levan in 1 year. Maybe give him Salaev first. Arif would have destroyed him. Yes. What a fuck. I agree with that. Arif versus Rivas. Yeah. Seems to me like a good match. Really good match. But not possible because Rivas will be facing Derek Smith, and I think again it will be a bad match for Derek Smith. For Arif, he wants a guy from the West. Okay, Engin has already mentioned that in his post or something. Now what's the rank of Devon Larratt? Neil Hans. With his bicep injured, no rank, but if on that day, the day that he faced Levan Saginashvili, I would say definitely in the top 5. I would not agree with the second rank for Devon, but definitely in the top 5. And earlier, Vitaly and Levan were the two separated guys. Now, Levan is only the separated guy, and all of them are in the mix. Anybody can be 2 to 7. Anybody. Levan avenged Brazink in a way. How? How, Kratos? How? Hi from Ottawa, Canada. James Young. Hello, brother. Corey West versus great match. So Corey West will be going against John Brazink on July 9th. Yes, and he's free. And everyone was demanding that match. Everyone was talking about that potential match. Corey West versus Arif Artem. Everybody wanted to see that. But for some reason, Engin did not set that match up. And right now, yes, I think Georgi, I don't know how to pronounce it. Zafridze, maybe I don't even need to look at other opponents. Corey West versus Arif seems to be the best possible match. Arif Artem versus Todd. Michael Todd. It can be good. But man, Arif is explosive. Let's see what Engin decides. Sabin is the most overrated arm wrestler after Larratt because of his one win against Levan. Yes, possibly we can. Larry versus Levan. What do you think about Levan wanting to face Dennis? Is it likely? No, it is not likely. Dennis is not making a comeback anytime soon. Maybe in the later part of next year. But earlier they were saying that Dennis is going to make a comeback in King of the Table 5 possibly this year. But I don't think it is going to happen. Maybe mid 2023. This proves people listen to every big mouth online. Andre 19. Sabin, okay. Sabin Bedulescu. Arif versus Michael. Neil Hans is saying Kurdecha versus Gennady is a good match. No. It is a very bad match. Kurdecha will just run through Gennady. Maybe unless Gennady has leveled up since 2018, because yes, there is not enough evidence. Gennady's wrist was injured. It was 2018, but Kurdecha had zero resistance for. Gennady had zero resistance for Kurdecha. Pradeep, you are a great person for the arm wrestling community. Thank you from Detroit, Michigan. Thank you very much, J King 00. Thank you very much, brother. It means a lot. Roger Scott, Dennis is done. I would like to see Dennis versus Devon left-handed. That is going to be a good match. Now, Corey West is not injured. He just quit empty. Confirmed. Where did he confirm that? I would love to see that. I was kind of doubtful about the Marcio Barbosa injury, because I was saying during my live stream as well that if I was the organizer, I was the promoter, the way Marcio was arm wrestling, it was really embarrassing. He was fouling at least 4 times in a 3 foul system. You might wonder how it is possible, because Bill was letting him have it a couple of times at least every round. He was fouling 4 times in a 3 foul system every single round, lifting his elbow at every single go, and still he wasn't able to do anything. So I was saying that if I was the promoter of this event, I would call Marcio mid of the match and tell him, Marcio, you're injured. You cannot compete anymore. I thought that this is what happened with Marcio. Where did you see Marcio news? Yes. What Marcio news? Okay, Engin Terzi mentioned it, that Marcio won't be competing at East vs West 4 because of his injury. Engin mentioned it on Facebook and on YouTube as well, I think. Give Salayev to Levan. He want to be destroyed. So, Lasha, I invited Salayev on my channel about 1 month ago, and he told me that he thinks he needs a year or 2 to be able to face Levan, to be in the shape to face Levan. In my opinion, Sabin isn't ready for Levan. Sabin will never be ready for Levan. He just wants to sell his handles. Oh, you mean to replace Marcio? I don't know then. Okay. Hermes is number 2. Let's see. Like, it is really difficult. Number 2 to 7. Hermes Gasparini right now is really confident that he can beat Vitaly Lalitin and Devon Larratt. He is really confident. Cobra Voda, Pradeep, Engin hears you out. You can tell him to have title belts of arm wrestling, of arm trophy or something for his title matches. Okay. Arm trophy or something. Okay. I think Hermes has the more chance against Levan since Larratt and Salayev can't compete. Right now, yes. Right now, I would say so. Georgie. Levan next opponent, Devon with 2 hands or Larratt with 1 point. How do you decide 1.5 hand? Salayev and the Dikian has to be punished by Levan. I don't think Devon is second either. Yes, Abdabi. Levan kept his promise to rip Devon's arm off. Yeah. That I never thought about it. I literally never thought about it. Yes, he did mention in that WhatsApp chat that he is going to detach his limb. He's going to rip his arm off. Corey's injured. Andrea Jekwaldaze, welcome brother. Corey said he would be available for November event. That is great. Okay, November, not August event. Makes sense. Because Devon belittled Brazink during the match. Levan belittled Devon in the same way. Okay, got it. That is how he took revenge for John. Salai will, and I think John Brazink's doubts are also cleared. John was always mentioning that I want somebody to try to hook Levan, try to grab him low, negate his hand, and try to force the match inside. And Devon tried exactly that. It did not work out. Mr. McMahon, hello Pradeep. I'd like to offer you a WWE contract for what? For what, Vince? The backstage interviews or announcement or commentary? I don't know. WWE, I don't think they had Indian commentary booth. They had commentary booth for multiple languages, but I don't think at that time they started to have Indian commentary booths. Todd Hutchings versus Michael Todd. I show a thumbnail. I saw. Okay, you saw a thumbnail. Yes, it is going to happen on July 9th at the Monster Factory. It is going to be free to watch on Michael Todd's channel. So Todd Hutchings versus Michael Todd. BJ Fokakis versus I'm forgetting the name. Why am I forgetting the name, man? And John Brazink versus Corey West. And one more match, left-handed, was recently announced. Man, I'm forgetting these names. I'll make a video again about that. Damn, the East didn't just beat the West. They injured the West. Yes, it is a true fact. They injured all 3 of them. And all 3 of the Western guys did not get even a single pin. Hermes would 6-0 Devon easy. To me, it looks like Hermes is the favorite right now. Hermes is the favorite. Because it was not about the hand only. It was about the arm as well. Devon's arm also did not look really strong against Levan. And if Devon's arm is not strong, Hermes is going to take his hand for sure. And if the match is stuck somewhere here, like Hermes has a very explosive transition to shoulder press, and it can really cause a lot of trouble and a lot of pain trying to deal with that. Levan failed big time for hyping any future matches. I truly believe that the number 1 guy in the world does not need to do any hyping. You've already done all the hyping if you're number 1 in the world. Though it is not true for the number 2 guy, no matter how good he is, unless he's really famous already. Hermes would 6-0 Devon easy. Corey versus Devon left-handed. Surprisingly, Devon Larratt did not have anything for Corey West and Alex Kurdecha. I know he was in a sling and he was not training his left, but he was always speaking very highly of his left. He was saying that his left is stronger than it has ever been, period. His left arm also. And he did not have anything for Alex Kurdecha and Corey West. They were just pinning him with the least resistance. I don't know what was happening over there. So guys, let's start mentioning some of the opponents, future opponents. What do you think? Who should face? Let's start with the guys. Irakli Saginashvili. Who would you like to see him go against? I know he said that something was off in the Todd Hutchings match and he would like to see himself go against Todd Hutchings one more time. What do you think about that match? Todd Hutchings versus Irakli Saginashvili, and or can you suggest any other opponents? 3 months for Dennis isn't enough. Hit the like. Thank you, Adam. Sahab the B. Armwrestling News. Mitch Mazurel in the house. Thanks for the stream today, Pradeep. Mitch is a member on Patreon. I've stopped putting Patreon links in my description. I need to start to do that again. If you want to join as a member, you can do that by clicking on the dollar icon. Do you think Corey cemented himself as a world-class arm wrestler? What do you mean by world-class? If you're saying top 10, no. Top 20, yes, Corey is top 20. But top 10, no. Top 15, I think Corey can be somewhere in that range. Somewhere. Maybe Babkan was at kick of the table 4 to negotiate a match for Dennis. I don't know. Zap the B. James Young. Dennis, in my opinion, will never be at peak form again. He could not take the required PDs. Yes. Gandalf. Okay. If Dave Chaffee would take training serious and up his juice, I'd like to see him versus Levan again. No amount of juice can close that much of gap, bro. Especially when you've been arm wrestling for more than 1.5 decade. Gennady versus Hutchings would be awesome. So why do people want to see Devon versus Dennis left-handed? Do they think Devon want to tear his left bicep? Now I want to see a Devon Larratt versus Hermes, then Gennady, and then Michael Todd rematch. Devon versus Michael, I'm not interested for that. We have already seen that match 3 times, and it has been decided that Devon won 2 out of those 3. Salai versus Chaffee. It could be interesting. Gennady would destroy Hutchings. I too think so. Irakli was looking way too strong. Andre, who is number 2, Michael Todd versus Arif. You have got a lot of grief to Bill. Jay. Bill was, man, I don't want to say anything. Gennady will beat Kurdecha like MMT and Chaffee. Ullas Singh is saying Levan को future में कौन हरा सकता है? भाई, this is the live stream. This is what the live stream is all about. कौन हरा सकता है? बहुत मुश्किल है कहना. But कौन हरा सकता है? WWE. Levan should go to WWE and वहाँ पे बहुत लोग हरा सकते हैं. There he can find a lot of opponents. And even guys like Rey Mysterio, probably when he's just turned into some kind of jobber, a funny guy like Great Khali in 6-7 years, maybe then guys like Rey Mysterio would also be able to give him a good fight. But yes, Levan, Vince McMahon could project him as a guy that he found in the jungles of Georgia, and he's this monster that cannot be beaten. I think Levan could have a really, really good future in WWE, and I think I have not watched WWE in many years, but I think they're lacking these monstrous strong guys at this time. Before that, there were many guys like that, but I don't think Vince McMahon is in the chat. Vince, you know that better probably. Did better than you could who? Jay Gonya. Okay, Bill did better than I could. Of course he can. There is one thing that Bill cannot do better than I. That is to surrender, not to surrender to the pressure, not to surrender to the authority. If I'm arm wrestling, I'm reffing an arm wrestling match, I'm not going to surrender to the aura of Devon Larratt, to the aura of Levan Saginashvili. I'm going to follow the rules. I may miss few calls because of lack of experience, but I'm not going to intentionally feel the burden not to call them as fouls, because what would people say if the match ended on fouls? And I think at that I would be better than Bill Collins. Lot better. Huge gap. Gennady will defeat Kurdecha 4-4-3. I would put good amount of money on Alex Kurdecha beating Gennady Koikvinia. Hutchings beats Gennady. Adam. I don't know why, but Todd Hutchings is great. But I think Todd Hutchings is that statement may hurt some people, but Todd Hutchings is right now he's kind of overrated. People were saying we would like to see Todd Hutchings go against Levan in a deep hook. Man, are you guys crazy? Todd Hutchings versus Levan in a hook. Great work, brother. Bipolar Motor Jeff Penny. Thank you very much, brother. Thank you. Just wondering who you think, Adam. Hutchings beats Gennady. No. Hutchings never beats Gennady. So the question I was asking earlier was that how do you think Peak Jerry would do against Gennady if he's not yet in his previous... Earlier this match could have been interesting, but right now I think Gennady will be a little bit too much for Dave Chaffee, for Gennady, for Jerry. My bad. It's not Hermes. Okay, Hermes versus Dave Chaffee. Didn't Marcio get... I lost that chat. Levan can be beaten by Vitaly in future, and now Silaev is coming very strong, and Alex can also... 2.5 year. Yes, I was thinking about it today that Alex Kurdecha may be the only guy right now in this world. I think he is the only guy who is currently arm wrestling, who is currently at a good level. I would say top 30 in the world. He's the only guy who has the frame to beat Levan. I'm not talking about the level yet, but the frame to beat Levan. And no, Corey West, despite being 200 kilos, or Georgi Swetkov being 180, 90 kilos, those guys does not have the frame to beat Levan. It may sound weird, Corey is 200, Alex is 150 only. How does Alex have the frame to beat Levan and Corey doesn't? But clearly he doesn't. Alex, I think, is the only guy. Can you think of any other guy who has the frame to beat Levan right now? But Alex Kurdecha, I think he still needs many years to be at that level. Levan does not have the personality for WWE. Why? Great Khali had the personality to be there. He was there. And he couldn't even speak English. Levan can at least speak English right now. James Young, do you have the opinion of for Arif? Arif is great explosive arm wrestler. I would love to see him go against Corey West. Levan does not have the personality. Okay. Last I seen from RVJ was a response to Bowen backing out of his match. RVJ working and taking care of his family, bro. Everybody does that. Why are you trying to make it sound like it is something special that only RVJ is doing? Everyone does that. Pradeep versus Levan Saginashvili. They do have Salaev ranked second. Yes, because he defeated Vitali, who was ranked second. And this is current ranking system. You defeat a guy, you take his place. I really hope you don't see Levan going to WWE. It will ruin all. I hate fakeness. Martino, lazy troll. Then tell me an opponent for Levan. Who should Levan face right now? And that guy does not even... I don't think how is he going to have enough motivation to train every day in the future. You just simply cannot. If you think nobody's at your level, you need to get really lazy. Then somebody would come up and beat you. Then you'll have the motivation once again. And if that laziness period continues for 3-4 years, that can take you away from the sport as well. 63% delusionals. What does that mean? I don't know. 228 people online. Man, I was thinking about enabling the subscriber only comments mode, but I thought maximum 100 people will be online today. But man, I'm keep having a very hard time keeping up with the chat. I was a bit gutted about Levan results as it proved to me technique only goes so far. Yes. Strength sport. Arm wrestling, UK Mani is a strength sport. No amount of technique can beat strength. Guys, like in matches like Devon versus Dave Chaffee, technique won. King's move is a technique for me. Unlike Levan, technique won because the strength gap was probably less than 10%. That's why the technique was able to outweigh. Salah killed Lalatin, that's where he should be. Yes. Who is Marcio's replacement for East versus West? Nobody yet. No one yet. Tarzilla is in his prime. Do you hear about the return of Arsen Liliev? Yes. I'm going to make a video about that. Markovic. First of all, Engin asked in a poll that do you want to see Arsen Liliev making a comeback? And everybody said yes. And then Engin posted a photo about the previous match. A photo of a previous match between Arsen Liliev and John Brzezinski. And Engin said that he could make this match happen once again. So I think it is a very clear hint. Go watch Todd versus Gennady practice. You will see Todd versus Gennady practice. When did these guys practice? No one said that. Okay. Hermes not 06 power hit. Gaurav Gaming. Pradeep, you're a man. I lost that chat. Gay first. Where did that chat go? But Oleg Zok, up to 400 or 10 years, he will take Levan's place. 400 pound Oleg Zok. Man, that's crazy. Levan versus Kurdecha. Sabin would be interesting. Hey Pradeep, have seen Jatin Tiwari saying, have seen Dev versus Levan like 50 times at least, I guess. You do know the first match. I deeply looked at the details if I compared second outside match. Word limit aa gaya. Man, I still don't know what you're trying to say here. What if Devon Larratt weighed 330 pound? I don't think he would have won this match. I want to see Dimitri Salaev in super match because it seems like He came out of nowhere and beat the number 2 guy. Yes. David Voss was saying Oleg Zok versus Levan left-handed again for professional super match. Push it out for 2 years from now. No, Oleg Zok, Levan, that is too much, man. That is too much size difference. So Gaurav Gaming is saying, Pradeep, you're a gay first be an arm wrestler. I'm fed up of your King of the Table 4 live stream. I mean, how can a guy gain 100 kg mass without using steroids? And when people point out, you say haters, you're an idiot. You're an idiot, because that's why I say, Gaurav, you're a stupid idiot. Because idiots like you only say that, well, Levan is using steroids. What about Devon, who has openly admitted that he's using steroids? Levan has never openly admitted that. I saw some of the... Man, I don't want to say it anymore. I saw some people like you today in arm wrestling discussion or arm wrestling engine group as well. They're saying like, well, Levan beat Devon because he was using steroids and he won't live long. Well, you're suddenly now interested in Levan's health and his longevity in his life just when he defeated Devon Larratt. Why were you not telling Levan 7 years ago, 6 years ago that, well, Levan, care about your life, you won't live longer? What if Devon Larratt weighed, and why are you not telling the same thing to Devon Larratt? Then they would say, well, Devon is not using the exact same amount of dose, as if they are the one who are administering those injections to Devon Larratt. Pradeep want someone to beat someone every day. Saliva, Hermes, Vitali. What if Devon Larratt weighed 300? What if... Okay, man, don't type same thing again and again. I'm going to put you on timeout. Lalatin and Salaev will face each other in a tournament in August, AMC tournament in Chechnya. Yes, I heard about it. I heard Neil Pickup was saying that about an hour ago. Pradeep, please ban these guys. I banned one of them. Richard Lepkis should be Levan's opponent in a few years. Bob, Richard Lepkis is almost 70 years old, bro. Levan should retire. It's getting boring to see someone beating easily. Yes, man. Like, who would... professionals, very few professionals would invite. Like, in a scenario where is a format like top 8, Levan can have a place there. But in one-on-one format, it is really difficult. Clone technique to find an opponent for Levan. Bulk Oleg Zok 400 pounds. No. Revas, bulk me at 1000 pounds, shredded with abs, and I will beat Levan for sure. That doesn't make any sense, man. That doesn't make any sense. No one can beat Levan right now. So King's Move is a clown technique. Crazy George versus Levan. Can Gennady beat Devon? That can be a good long battle, but I would favor Devon Larratt in that match for sure. Pradeep, FTW. What is the full form of FTW? Vitali Lalatin versus Gennady. Okay. Levan is the strongest arm wrestler to have ever lived. So guys, do you remember Devon always keeps on saying about something about reattachment of bicep tendons? Is it lower or is it attaching it on the upper side, like low here or up? I don't know, but one of them is really beneficial, and I heard Devon say that it is very minor bicep tear. So I'm assuming 80%, 90% he won't need a surgery. 90%, because Engin, I think, had a slightly more tear in his bicep and he didn't go for surgery. Lower, okay, attach it lower. Higher, someone is saying higher, near the forearm, it is lower. Okay, so Devon should definitely do that. He has been advising it to everyone who tears a bicep. Let's see if Devon goes for a surgery just because of that reason. Maybe otherwise he would avoid, and then we will see Devon get that insane hook power once again. I'm assuming it will help with hook or maybe with everything. Devon won't get surgery. Yes. He did say that, and even now he was arm wrestling left-handed, and basic physics, I don't know that much physics, bro. So what are your thoughts? Devon doesn't want a rematch. What are your thoughts on it? Clearly he got injured. He never tear his bicep, left or right-handed, and Levan was the only one to put that much pressure on his arm, on his bicep, that it just detached. And clearly, it is a smart decision not to want a rematch. Clearly, but my thoughts change sometimes. Devon was saying the same thing, that Dennis is at least 25-30% stronger than him, and few years passed by, and Devon started saying that probably now he can beat Denis Siplenkov without even training his left arm. So thoughts can change really quickly. Official video will be uploaded. Tanveer Singh, possibly a day after tomorrow. I see a super chat. Okay, Matthew, $2 super chat. Thank you very much, brother. Top 8 to determine Levan opponent. Devon is top 5. Yes, Devon is top 5, not in this current injured form, but the form that he was in a couple of days ago. Yes, I think Devon is top 5. Where in top 5? I think he can be anywhere in top 2, number 2 to number 6 or 7. So there you have it. Top 8 to determine Levan opponent. I don't think there is anyone right now. I don't think. They will need to do what Levan was saying, that he needs to have matches back to back against 2 guys. Like that day, Levan was looking like that he was just getting warmed up, Matthew. And he could have taken another guy. Let's say after that 6-0, who would you put up against Levan Saginashvili who can beat him on that King of the Table night? I don't think anyone in the world could. Hermes Gasparini, I think Levan would have defeated Hermes after that. Or Vitali, I think this 128-29 kg version of Vitali, Levan would have destroyed him after that Devon super match. Yes, 2 guys versus Levan back to back, just like Todd Hutchings did. That is the wise idea right now, I think. But at very high level, at low level, you can do these guys, intergender matches, 2-on-1 matches. But at very high elite level professional leagues, it doesn't make any sense. I don't think if Engin Terzi is ever going to allow such 2-on-1 matches to happen, or King of the Table, or even WL. So I don't think these 2 versus 1 matches are really possible. Most injuries happen on that spot of connective tissue, okay? Yashashvi is saying Devon versus Hermes or Gennady makes sense, yes. Devon versus Alex Kurdecha, maybe also. Devon versus Alex can be good. Just try the 2 guys. So he just retires. He just waits till he gets some opportunities for matches. I don't think he's going to get any match opportunity in next 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months maybe. Mark is saying, by the way, Pradeep, Devon wasn't being respectful on purpose. After Levan told Devon something I cannot repeat after round 1. Okay, Devon was so pissed. He actually showed Levan on the shoulder. Okay. Pradeep, who has the best stylistic advantage in 2-5 spot? Stylistic, man. Difficult question. Vitali is long. He's a fast top roller. Good style. 1 ace weapon. Hermes Gasparini does not have the hook. Great top roll. Probably the strongest wrist in that range. Alex Kurdecha also really good. I think Vitali beats Alex if he's in really great shape. It is difficult, man. Dmitry Salaev, again a top roller. I don't think Dmitry has a press. I would say Hermes Gasparini, just because he can take your wrist and he will not lose if he has taken your wrist. If Hermes Gasparini is a pronated position, I don't care who you are, you cannot beat Hermes Gasparini from there. It is just not possible. And he also has a great press to finish King's movers. So I think maybe Hermes is explosive as well. And Dmitry Salaev is also very explosive. But we have to see more of Dmitry Salaev. All the other guys we have seen compete a lot in super matches. If Levan cut down weight, he can have amazing matches. Yeah, he needs to get down to probably 155 kilos. But why would he? Vitali needs a sponsor. He could better stay at that weight and stop training. Vitali needs a sponsor to beat Levan, yes. Old school labs who are sponsoring East versus West 4, they were saying, Levan Saginashvili, if you want a sponsor to fuel you with supplements, we are ready to do that. Old school labs. I think Devon is 3 or 4 in the world. 2 is Dave, 3 is Salaev, Lalatin. I don't think Dave is in a position where we can say that he's only going to be defeated by Levan Saginashvili. Maybe, but I somehow doubt that. Janardhan Rao with a membership comment. It is not a membership comment, but he's a member of the channel. What about a triple threat with Hermes and Gennady going against Levan? Matt Rhodes thinks even that is too easy for Levan right now. What's your Levan will beat Gennady very easy. It will be just be helpful, beneficial for Levan to train for the next guy. Dennis, even in his form now, would beat Devon on the left. Possible. Many clowns thinking mind games were gonna help Devon. Mind games can maybe close a 4% strength gap, 3% strength gap. 100 pounds. Lagia because of sudden starts. Man, really difficult to keep up with the chat. No spamming, please. Thank you, Phil Woody. What if Devon Larratt weighed 300? Man, you're still typing the same comment? I've already answered it. Devon weighed about 287 pounds. Yes, he was light. Only Gennady, Vitali, Kurdecha. So, 35 minutes. You think Sabin is crazy or a real opponent for Levan? Crazy. If Vitali prepare well and gain some weight, he can. He can beat Levan? I don't think so. It is difficult. Like Vitali had the opportunity to win a $15,000 tournament. And Vitali showed up at that tournament 128 kilos. He said he was sick. He was not well. Which can be understood. But man, still it was a really big tournament. And he got just dominated by Dmitry Salaev. And it is not something new. Dmitry was beating Vitali before as well. भाई किसी ने डेवन को बच्चे की तरह नहीं हराया. Okay, other than Levan, I think you're saying other than Levan. Salaev right now second rank. Yes, he is in the world rankings at number 2. Although I would like to see him go against Hermes Gasparini or Alex Kurdecha. Hermes at 145 kg for me have a slightly chances with Levan. Okay, Hermes was saying that maybe the last weight cap can be around 140 kilos, but definitely not above that. But even 140 kilos on Hermes Gasparini, that is huge, man. How do you view the scandalous intro song for Levan? Unstoppable. I did not like that, man. Although the words were like unstoppable and all of that. But man, Levan walking out to a woman's voice, that just doesn't suit well, man. I did not like that, to be honest. Pradeep, how about doing an interview with Larratt? It would be interesting. Great idea. Maybe we can do part 1 and part 2. Part 2 on his channel. Thank you very much. I forgot to read your name. Pradeep, how about doing an world workout? Thanks. I'll do that. I'll try to do that. Any of the Russian translators here? Great place to ask. Please. Sirius Black with a €2 super chat. Quick shout out to Germany. Thank you very much. Shout out to Germany, brother. Thank you very much for the super chat. Great place to look for translators. Anybody interested in translating? But please, guys, if only if you trust your translation, you trust your abilities to remember things. Like if I'm speaking 2-3 sentences simultaneously, if you have the ability to remember and quote exactly all of that, please message me on Instagram, same name, Armwrestling News. Next king of the table, Todd Hutchings versus Kurdecha. Zora's mighty no, bad match for Todd Hutchings. Pradeep, any plans on coming to Canada? Jung only? No, not right now. Isn't Arif facing Marcio? That's a mismatch. So Levan Gasparini, we just discussed that in the beginning of this live stream. That match has been cancelled. Marcio Barboza is out of East versus West 4 because of his injury as per Engin Terzi. Khalid against who? Does Michael Todd have a chance against Levan? Nope, 0 chance. Hermes at 145. It's like an Arsene Liliev when he go versus Denis Siplenkov. Amazing match. Arsene Liliev may also be making a comeback, possibly against John Brzezinski. Irakli versus Lachlan Adair next. That is a good match. Good match. Pradeep, you're interested in bottom 8? Yes, definitely. And I may be going to bottom 8. Irakli versus Khalid. Arif versus Corey is a good match. Yes, this is one match that we got from here. Irakli versus Lachlan, also good match. Morozov will be world number one in a few years. Morozov has the potential. Like I was saying, the size, but even Morozov does not have. I don't think he has the frame. And soon, trust me, guys. Sooner, maybe in next 4 5 years, a new Levan Saginashvili will show up for sure. He will show up. Maybe he's from the guys that we already know, or a completely new guy that we have not heard about. But the chances are that when the sport gets big, he will show up, and then there will be absolutely no way that a sub 300 pound guy can be top in the world. Even now, when Levan is still there, I don't think anyone who weighs less than 300 pounds can ever even think about beating Levan Saginashvili. Those super heavyweights are going to take it to the next level in the future. Ryan Bone 6, Alex top roll. Okay. Yes, Alex top roll. Yes, I think Ryan will easily beat him. Don Underwood was the one who said Michael Todd, man. Did you guys see my post on my YouTube community page? Jerry Caderet predicted Devon Larratt, Marcio Barboza, and Corey West to win. John Brizink, same prediction. Uncle John, same prediction. And Cobra Rhodes, same prediction. And a couple of other guys as well. There were 5 6 guys, and all of them predicted, all of them were from America. All of them predicted same thing. Devon is going to win, Marcio is going to win, and Corey West is going to win. So should we call it prediction or just patriotism? I'm not sure why even elite guys cannot distinguish, or don't intentionally want to distinguish between patriotism, feelings, and predictions. I think they're completely, almost the entire arm wrestling community is completely messed up about knowing what the definition of prediction is. Right now, this thing really bothers me, to be honest. Nobody literally knows the definition of prediction these days. Everyone is giving their hopes, their dreams, their patriotism. Who would they like to see? And when I predict the Eastern guys to win, then they say that you just hate North America. No, I don't hate North America. You love North America way more than I do, because you live there. That is why you are predicting everyone from that side to win. And North America did not even get a single pin at this tournament. And people were calling, although I also predicted Marcio Barboza to win in this match, but it didn't. It can be wrong. Predictions can always be wrong. But John Milne, Devon's buddy, he was predicting Devon. He was saying that Devon's chances of beating Levan Saginashvili 6-0 are more than Levan's chances of beating Devon 6-0. He was literally saying that Devon can 6-0 Levan. And anybody who thought that Devon is going to win the first round against Levan, I don't know what you can call it other than that just patriotism. Nothing wrong with patriotism, but at least do not call it a prediction. Have some respect for that, for the definition of that word prediction, which everyone has lost. And it may be a simple thing to you, but it bothers me a lot when I see 5 6 North Americans on a show, and all of them are giving reasons, explaining why Devon is going to come back. He has a greater endurance. Levan has never dealt with the King's Mover. Levan has never dealt with this level of trash talk. If you're giving your patriotism in the name of prediction, just tell us that. Why are you giving reasons why all of the North Americans are going to win? Same thing with Don Underwood saying that Michael Todd may be beating. And this is how people like me make money on matches. When I see a patriotic guy who just cannot differentiate between his feelings and his predictions, this is how we make money, by betting. So good for me. John Milne was sandbagging Pradeep, not giving an objective appraisal. Okay, because their fan base is all West. Yes, that is true. All of the YouTubers, literally nobody had the guts to say that Levan is going to beat Devon 6-0. And I'm quite sure almost all of them believed that. They are well experienced enough to believe that. But nobody said that. They were like, well, man, Devon is going to make the comeback and Devon Larratt is going to win, because they do not want to upset their subscriber base. All of the YouTube channels have more than 40%, almost 40% audience from North America. And nobody wants to upset that audience by saying that a North American is going to lose in a match. This is the insider truth that I'm telling you guys. Devon can beat everyone except Levan. What do you think? It can happen, it cannot happen. I have no clear points about that. I won't be surprised if Devon is number 2 in the world. I won't certainly be surprised if Devon is number 6, number 7 in the world. I would be surprised if Devon is not number 7 in the world. Then I would be surprised. What did Ryan Bowen predict? Ryan Bowen was Timmy Turner. Ryan Bowen was I was almost about to congratulate Ryan Bowen that Ryan, for the first time you had the guts to say that Devon is not going to win. You predicted a non-North American to win in a super match for the first time ever. And I think Ryan was like as politically correct without trying to upset the North American audience, without trying to upset Devon Larratt, as politically correct. I think he predicted a 4-3 for Levan Saginashvili. I don't know, something like that. Or 4-2, something like that. Brzezinski is John Brzezinski, and this is the problem. John Brzezinski is like Michael Jordan, horrible judge of talent. Kratos. Somebody made a Facebook post about that clip where John Brzezinski was predicting Devon Larratt, and somebody made a Facebook post. I'm sure many of you saw that as well. The post was, now the GOAT has predicted Devon to win. Just listen to what the GOAT is saying and believe that nothing else can happen. And maybe he was also telling people to put their money just because John Brzezinski said that. This is why these patriotic predictions can hurt people sometimes. These predictions make people believe that this is the truth, this is what is going to happen. And not everyone can differentiate that guy is from America and he's also from North America. Maybe there is some bias going on. That is why we need to have those two things completely separated. There was one comment. Pradeep, did I talk about Sabin? He asked for 1 year. Yes, he can ask for as many years as he wants. The more time he asks, the more pronator handles he's going to sell. Cobra lost 10k on Devon. Good. I'm really happy to hear that. I read that comment as well. Somebody mentioned in the chat, I think, or what. I'm really happy he lost. Really happy. But I've been winning all the bets on shutout stakes. I bet Jamie Sheldon in a shutout stake against Artem. Levan against Dave Chaffee 6-0. I bet on a 6-0. I bet on a 6-0 Devon Larratt on Devon against John Brzezinski. I bet on a 6-0 on Levan against Devon Larratt. I think I have won 4 or 5 bets, and all of them have been shutout stakes. All of them. And I've always bet on the guy who is expected to shut his opponent out. So glad to hear that many lost a lot money because of Devon. That is good. That is good. Probably that is going to teach them, do not believe in patriotic feelings. Patriotism do not win you a match. Is there any Indian in top 100? Tanveer Singh, super heavyweight. In lightweights, I think you could definitely get Indians maybe in top 50 as well. Definitely in top 50. In WAF, we have Rahul Panekar. I think he finished 9th. And if this time, if he competed there, the talent was less. I'm quite sure Rahul Panekar would have finished 6th or 7th, maybe even. So in lightweight, super heavyweight, I'm still doubtful. Top 100, maybe not. Maybe not. I even bet Levan $25 and Marcio $100, which is whatever. Okay, so you also lost money. But these were my prediction as well. But I would have put way more money on Levan than Marcio. I told them that Levan was going to win 6-0. And I messaged Engin Terzi as well about few hours before the match, 6, 7, 8 hours ago. Because Engin was also saying that Devon can, maybe Devon has the endurance that Levan has never seen. And I was like, Engin, you are like, no disrespect to Devon or anyone, but you are overestimating what Devon can do in this match. This is going to be a very, very easy 6-0 for Levan. Most people's judgment is only clouded by emotions. They shouldn't bet money. Yes. Email address Pradeep. Okay. You can message me on Instagram. Simple. Same name, Armwrestling News. I'm assuming you do not have Instagram. Just type, or Facebook, Pradeep Singh. Same, Pradeep Singh on Facebook. You'll see many mutual friends and you'll get to know who I am. Yeah, it was quite easy to see what Levan was going, because there were too many comparisons, way too many comparisons to draw the result from. There are countless guys. First of them being Dave Chaffee. And people always say styles make matches, but no amount of styles can make for matches like that where the gap is so much. The gap is so much. Devon was also trying to top roll Dave Chaffee. King's move is a kind of a top roll, and he was struggling to do that. Levan was also top rolling and he just went through him like nothing. He couldn't even slip against. I think these kind of the same thing that I was saying in 2018. Same exact thing that I was saying. I did not have a YouTube channel back then, but I was saying the same thing with my friends and online as well on Facebook, that that Denis Siplenkov, when he arm wrestles Oleg Zok, Oleg tries to do something and his hand just gets buried under Denis Siplenkov. Nothing moves. Dennis beats him just like a kid. And he gives good fight, really good fight to Devon Larratt. No amount of styles make matches or experience or endurance can cover that much of gap. Like it was clear to me with just one match. Dennis beats Oleg like that and Devon beats Oleg like that, struggling to bring him back with 6, 7, 8 surges. That was more than enough to know that Dennis is going to win that match 6-0. But no, people were like, man, something can happen. Devon has a great endurance. Pradeep, what are your thoughts on the Legacy Hammer? Do you like the idea behind them? Yes. In few years, it will be amazing. Few years, it will be really, really amazing. But it needs to have like some rules. Some rules. What if like Denis Siplenkov, he doesn't want to give that hammer to anyone. He would like to keep it and he's not going to defend it as well. So what happens then? We need to have some rules for that. Battle of strong bicep, weak wrist. Gennady versus Arif Artem. Strong bicep, weak wrist. I don't think Arif Artem has a weak wrist or a strong bicep. Gennady is a strong bicep. I don't know. I don't understand your comment. Arif versus Gennady. It can be a good match. Rip to Devon's right arm. He should try selling insurance or something that bend his arm is perfect for signing paperwork, etc. You are talking utter rubbish, Tasmanat. I hate these comments. I laugh at these comments, but I would love these comments if you provided the right, accurate thing to do as well. Like, Pradeep, you talk nonsense, and if you talk this, then it would make sense. Then I would have respected your... Don't just give me the problem. Give me the solution. What am I going to do with the problem only? If I knew how to find the solution to talking nonsense, I would have already implemented that. I clearly do not know. That is why I'm talking nonsense. So please tell me the solution as well, or do not mention it at all. Thank you. I hope you understand. Timmy Turner, Pradeep, what are your thoughts on Legacy? Okay, read that. Sorry. Too many people looked at the match from what if perspective. Yes. Kratos Gazilli versus Levan Saginashvili. Levan versus hydraulic press 4-2. Boiling tears and Khalid. Khalid who? Even Larry Wheels trained 1 or 2 years and he lost to Schoolboy easily. And Khalid, yes. Khalid, the guys like Khalid, they have like great genetic potential. When you say it's only about strength, that is rubbish. It's only about strength. Clearly it is about strength. No amount of technique, endurance, shenanigans can overcome a strength gap that is, I would say, more than 10-15%. That could be the range. 50%, 15% could be the uppermost limit where you can do anything. You can have a 6-round super match, have greatest endurance in the world, and all the perfect things go in your way. Then maybe you can overcome up to 15% strength. But arm wrestling is for always, forever going to be a strength sport. That is why I say that I don't think any sub 300 pound guy is ever going to be a world number 1 in the future. Love your streams. Lawson Harris, thank you very much, brother. Mark, I was thinking about ending this stream in 30 minutes, but I saw more than 200 people, so I thought I better continue. Strength is the base. Yes, Jay, correct. Adam Wiseman, I don't think even Dennis ever could beat Levan. Yes, right-handed, not even close. Left, I think that match could still have been close because Levan's left is right now it is injured. Dennis in his prime would have beaten this version of Levan because whenever Levan is asked about his left arm, he said no, it is injured. He cannot compete. But I think it would have been close. SG Records, you here. Phil VDK, not seen him, Mark. And don't hate me, guys, for saying this. I know like half of you are from North America, but please don't hate me for that. I'm saying the truth. Like these, I may also be patriotic because I have never experienced that. Maybe when some Indian or one of my training partners, if he's at very, very high level, and if some Indians go at a stage, maybe I also start giving biased predictions and I can just speak that much right now because I am not in your shoes. I'm not having a countryman who is competing at that level. So I can understand If I'm in your shoes, I can try to think about it. I'll try to be non-patriotic in my predictions, but maybe who knows? Maybe I even cannot give good predictions, unbiased predictions. So it is what it is. But it is a good thing to have. If you can keep your emotions out of your predictions and many other aspects of your life as well, I think it is a good thing to have. Lawson Harris $3 super striker. And what is this guy doing? What is this sign? I cannot understand it. But thank you very much, brother. Thank you very much. You have a great bicep. Billy Brown, Adam, we all too old. Okay. Think about North America as well. Age. Yes, there are some guys. John Brzezin can do really good at 57. Crazy George can do good at 70 plus. Todd Hutchings at 55. But at some point, even in a sport like arm wrestling, at some point, youth, and by youth I mean youth for arm wrestling is like 35 years old. At some point, youth will dominate age. At some point, it will happen. Neil was the best guy on King of the Table 4. Agreed. Shawshank Arts, buy help. What do you want? It's cool, you gotta realize, but though not everyone from USA thinks like that, but betting with emotion because John picked someone to wick. This is why I was like very kind of mad at that post. The clip was John Brzezin predicting Devon to win, and he was explaining why, and people are saying, now the GOAT has spoken, now nobody can argue with that. I'm like, why? Yeah, boiling tears. I was like, Devon needed that. Devon needed everything. Like Devon was starting in a hook. Devon was starting every match in this position. Like it is not allowed here. But I was not, because there was clear gap between these two, and then he allowed. But if the match was closed and Devon was beating Levan just because he was starting fully hooked like that, then I would have had serious problems with that. Unless it is changing the outcome of the match. If the guy is still losing 6-0, I think you can allow him to do whatever you want. But if the match is close, then these things are ridiculous. Bill was allowing Devon to start in a hook, completely in a hook. And Devon was moving 2 seconds, not 2 milliseconds, 2 seconds before the go. And it was hurting him because Levan also got the opportunity to load. John thought he could beat Devon 5 months into his comeback. The GOAT is delusional too. This is what I am saying, that just because, like, it happens. If John Brzezin is predicting someone to win, and I'm like, no, I don't think it is going to happen. I don't think it is going to end like John Brzezin is saying. So this is my opinion. And people will be immediately trying to kill me like, do you think you know more than John Brzezin? Why couldn't I? It is just a prediction. Anybody can predict. Anyone can predict. And if we try to predict 30 matches in the future, I'm not sure if John Brzezin is going to predict more matches correctly than me. I think I can bet on that. So I don't think when people are saying that, well, John said that and you're saying otherwise, you think you think you know more than John Brzezin, that is wrong argument to have, in my opinion. All American arm wrestling don't have speed. Irakli just shows what a pro actually means. And this is another thing that I don't like. North Americans saying, well, it is a completely different style. We just got shocked. We got amazed. We don't know how to no load in the setup. So are you supposed to load in the setup? I thought you're not supposed to load. Because anybody, even if you go to a beginner who has never seen arm wrestling and you ask him that if two guys are gripping up, are you supposed to load, to go sideways, to go back? He's clearly going to say no. Of course, it is clear. You should not apply any pressure anywhere when you're trying to set up a match before the go. Any beginner is going to say that. Ask a 100-year-old lady who has never seen arm wrestling, like, should we be allowed to load sideways or backwards in the go, or start in a cupping or in a pronating position before the go? She's clearly going to say no. And then every North American is saying, well, you should adapt. It takes time to adapt to the no load situation. It is much safer to load a bit before the go. Then you're risking it. It is going to be a new thing for you, and you're going to lose when you go against the no load guys. Dennis is a big boy on the left and right. No loading before the go should be obvious. Maiko. For sure. Snake 90410. So I think, guys, thank you very much, guys. I want to end this live stream before 60 minutes. I really appreciate your support. You guys are awesome. I really apologize that I was not able to read all the comments, but I'm really happy. I'm really thankful to have your support. Mars Squiggerer, Redstone VN, Boneless Pizza, Devon, Mind Games, Backfired, Timmy Turner. Thank you very much, Lagia. Thank you. I mean, it is safer for beginners so they don't get their arms snapped. But then you develop a habit like that. It should not happen. Abhijit Mishra, I think people are now criticizing too much Devon for his defeat against Levan. At least the guy gave his best. Who is criticizing Devon? I don't see. Maybe I missed some comments, but I didn't see anyone. Monster Factory Arm Wrestling, Monster Michael Todd YouTube channel. Phil, you do not need to provide that link. Everybody who is subscribed to my channel is already subscribed to Michael's channel, I think. Maybe a few. Pradeep inside, Ranker X. Billy Brown, that's why we love you about the predictions. Thank you very much, brother. I'm going to try to stay unbiased with the predictions just because no Indian is competing at the high level. Maybe then I'll also be unable to keep emotions out of predictions. I'll beat Levan if Dennis get back in the best shape and power. Thanks, Pradeep. Thanks, Bipolar. Man, really difficult to keep up with the chat. I'm going to end it. Thank you very much. 179. So people already left. No problem. Thank you, guys. Bye. Thank you, Pradeep. Marcio. Thanks. Good night, all.